Yo, we got some new news. Let's get right into it. Don't want to wait.
That's Wolverine.
You're damn straight it is. Disney brought him back. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
Well, I don't think this clip could get...
1 second, my shit tweaking. Alright, there we go, we're back. Alright, now let's restart that.
That's Wolverine.
You're damn straight it is. Disney brought him back. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
Well, I don't think this clip could get any more true now. In fact, I think Hugh Jackman is going to give Patrick Stewart a run for his money when it comes down to who will have played their Marvel character for the longest. Now, granted, Hugh Jackman has an advantage because he was about 30 years younger than Patrick Stewart when they started, but it really does sound like Disney and Marvel Studios are going to not make Hugh Jackman do it till he's 90, but keep him around, as we have new reports today that Marvel Studios wants a lot more of Deadpool and Wolverine, which comes at little to no surprise considering the massive success that Deadpool and Wolverine had. And we knew that Deadpool and Wolverine were going to be sticking around at least until Avengers Secret Wars. Heck, at one point in time, even Patrick Stewart himself said that he and Ian McKellen were not yet done with their Marvel roles. And of course, we assume that is because Marvel Studios is going to bring them back for Avengers Doomsday maybe, but at least Avengers Secret Wars. But it looks like Marvel Studios has plans for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool after Avengers Secret Wars. Now, if you haven't heard, Marvel Studios is reportedly planning to do a soft reboot of the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars. This soft reboot, from what we've heard and know so far, will basically make it to where there is, once again, one main universe. But this universe will include not only the Avengers, but the X-Men and the mutants in it, with the Fantastic Four, and basically anybody that Marvel can use, which is now anybody and everybody. So a lot of people are wondering who's going to survive the soft reboot, because not everybody is going to make it. There's going to be probably a lot of actors that retire, possibly Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and we've heard that Marvel Studios is planning on recasting characters like Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America. That way they can appear with the X-Men finally. They want these characters that have become so popular to appear on screen with the insanely popular X-Men characters. And it looks like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine could be leading that bunch. And I wouldn't be surprised if Channing Tatum's Gambit also not only returns for possibly Doomsday but Secret Wars, but then makes it past the soft reboot as well and becomes Gambit in the MCU, the main Gambit. Because according to the scooper My Time to Shine Hello, Hugh Jackman plans to remain the Wolverine of the MCU for at least another decade, and states that the Australian actor Hugh Jackman is not even close to being done. And Marvel Studios also wants a Deadpool and Wolverine trilogy. So they want to give us 2 more movies of Deadpool and Wolverine. And if you consider that Deadpool and Wolverine grossed just a little over $1.3 billion at the worldwide box office and is now the biggest R-rated film of all time, yeah, it makes sense that you would want to do more. And here's the deal. This isn't really the first time that we've heard Hugh Jackman is going to be sticking around. Now, we pretty much assume Deadpool is going to be sticking around, despite whatever Ryan Reynolds may say. I don't think he's anywhere done playing the character, especially since he can play in the MCU now. And it seems like a spark was really reignited with Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine once again. And kind of the same thing goes for him. I think he really loves the idea that he can play in the MCU now. So both actors seem to be really on board with doing a lot more. And very recently, Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios himself, in an interview at D23 Brazil with Omelete, when asked about plans for Deadpool and Wolverine in the future, he said this: "The plans with Deadpool and Wolverine will always be the same. We're always wondering where we can fit them in and how fast." And this was after Deadpool and Wolverine was already released, and the question was asking them about more Deadpool and Wolverine after the first movie. So Kevin Feige right here confirms Deadpool and Wolverine are not done. They want to put them in a lot more, and they want to do that fast. And I'm assuming the fast part means they're trying to get them into Avengers Doomsday, in which we just learned that the Russo brothers are making the script for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars was entirely their own, meaning the script that they had for Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars before that Michael Waldron was working on, they completely scrapped that and they started over making their own script, in which I'm sure Deadpool and Wolverine are now included in that. But here's the deal. Kevin Feige seems to have much grander plans for, let's say, some legacy characters in the MCU, both leading up to Secret Wars and then after. According to the very reliable insider Daniel RPK, he revealed that Deadpool and Wolverine are going to
Want to do something great in 2025? Go back to school. UMGC offers low-cost tuition, $0
to both be returning for Avengers Doomsday. And also that Marvel Studios is planning on really trying to get Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine to interact together on screen, because those are kind of the two OGs that started back in 2000. The first X-Men movie that really kind of started this new wave of superhero movies came out in the year 2000. Then Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man film, came out in 2002, with Hugh Jackman being the star of one and Tobey the star of the other. So to have these two OG superheroes who started a new wave of superheroes on screen kind of be there for the end of this universe that Marvel has set up, a universe that they technically weren't even a part of until Kevin Feige basically made it to where their universes were a part of the MCU. I mean, that's going to be absolutely epic to see. And from what we've heard in the past, if it remains true, Kevin Feige wants Avengers Secret Wars to kind of be partially a tribute to everything that came before, and that includes the MCU as well, the Infinity Saga. But this is kind of going to be their goodbye. It's going to be their inclusion to the MCU, since a lot of the actors have expressed in the past that they've loved being a part of the old X-Men movies and the older Marvel movies that existed before the MCU, but would have loved to have been in the MCU, the connected Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, we've heard that Kevin Feige with Secret Wars is giving them that exact chance, and then he's going to say goodbye, start all the universes over, and then finally get his giant universe that's all connected, that has every Marvel character they could possibly imagine in it. But it sounds like one old legacy actor that they're not going to say goodbye to is Hugh Jackman. If he wants to play Wolverine for a decade, I'm sure Marvel Studios is going to let him, and I'm sure he'll survive the soft reboot. In fact, I think this would be an incredible opportunity for him to lead and mentor the new X-Men team. Now, don't get me wrong, I want there to be a new Wolverine as well with this new X-Men team, but I think it would be really cool if Wolverine was still around, not only to specifically help the new Wolverine, but to help all of the X-Men and to help Professor X. Almost like a Days of Future Past type thing. We have a younger Professor X and an older Logan who can kind of tell him, you become a great man. You are a great man. You can lead the X-Men. You can make a very big difference in the entire world for mutants. That I think could be cool when the X-Men are younger. When they get older, I think we just need to hand the reins to a new Wolverine. But Hugh Jackman right now is 56 years old. In a decade, he'll be 66. Patrick Stewart is still very well in acting in his 80s. So who knows? He could be around for a very long time. Now, there is always the possibility that they simply kind of make the Deadpool and Wolverine movies, the other two that they would make, kind of not too involved with the rebooted MCU. They could kind of be one-off films that are still connected, but they're doing their own thing. However, Ryan Reynolds recently said that Marvel Studios is obsessed with Channing Tatum's Gambit. And I think a lot of people really are. And I think Marvel Studios has seen that. And of course, if you've seen any type of interview with Channing Tatum talking about Gambit, you know he will do anything to play this character again. So since Marvel is obsessed with him and Channing Tatum will do anything to play him again, I think it's safe to say he's coming back. So he could totally be involved with these other two Deadpool and Wolverine movies, and he might even make the soft reboot. In fact, if they do something that they do in the comics sometimes and they reset the MCU and they reboot the universe with everybody in this universe now combined, remembering only this new universe and nothing of their past, then Channing Tatum's Gambit can fit perfectly in the new universe. And we think we're finally going to get a new Blade, but at this point in time, I would not be surprised if they brought Wesley Snipes back as well. I don't think Jennifer Garner will return much, but I'm sure we'll see X-23 again, especially since she is with Deadpool and Wolverine at the end of the film. So we could possibly be getting 2 more Deadpool and Wolverine movies, which I really kind of expect at this point in time, just due to the audience reaction to them and how well they did at the box office. And since Hugh Jackman wants to play Wolverine for at least another 10 years, yeah, it just totally makes sense. But go ahead, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Would you like him to stick around after the soft reboot, even with a new Wolverine to possibly mentor him and the X-Men, or would you rather him just...
Alright. That was nice. A lot of things in there. I don't know if all of it's gonna happen, but if it does, that'd be great. Alright.